No beard, no feet cam, you weirdo. Welcome everybody. Hello Mama Zug. Hello T-Mac. I am just getting things going for some one-pot meals today. I've got 2 recipes. So we're gonna try it a little differently instead of doing them both at the same time. Beard. We're gonna start with one and then move to the other. Both of these should take about 30 minutes to 45 minutes. Since I'm doubling the recipes, it might take a little longer, so we'll see. But they look pretty awesome. So I'm excited. I hope you are too. Hello, Melbell. How is everyone today? Anything big happening this wonderful Wednesday? Let me pull up my recipes. And they are on my Discord if you want to follow along. If you aren't a part of my Discord, exclamation Discord should get you the link. Shouldn't need to be updated. I don't think. All right, so the first one we're doing is a creamy basil pesto pasta with chicken. Yum. And this one should take about, give or take, 30 minutes. So we're gonna do 2 pounds of chicken. And we're just gonna fry that up in butter. So let me get that stuff out. Chicken, butter. The rest we'll get out later because we don't need it right away. Freshly washed knife, so we're good to go with that. Beard, don't feel betrayed. It's fine. You're fine, I promise. There we go. All right. So I've got cutting board, I've got chicken breast. So we just want to cut this to about 1-inch pieces so that it'll cook evenly. And then I do have this defrosted. We're gonna fry that up in about 4 tablespoons of butter, which is what I currently have. Cool. So I'm just gonna start melting the butter. And then I'm using a pot instead of a pan. Melbow, thank you so much for the 100 bits. I still need to update my sounds. So yeah, I'm just gonna get this butter melting. I'm using a pot, otherwise you can use a skillet. Since I'm doubling it, I just need something that's gonna hold more than what my skillet would. I've already washed my hands, freshly washed knife. And then I'm gonna butterfly the chicken. Let me move this a little more. Oh, that's right, I'm heating that up. So I'm just going to cut into this to make slightly smaller bits. They're going to cook a little faster, and it's not quite as much of a fight, which is how I like it. You don't have to do that part if you don't want to. And then bias cut, which means on an angle. And then a good rule of thumb, what we use in sewing world and what you can use, a lot of carpenters use it too. It's about 1 inch from knuckle to knuckle here. So for 1/2 inch, you want about 1/2 knuckle, 1/4 inch, about 1/4 knuckle. And for a full inch, do a full knuckle. So I'm doing about 1/2 inch on this cut. We're just gonna cube that chicken. Try and let the knife do most of the work here. No, none of this is for you, cat. I have a cat that's very spoiled and is begging for some chicken, which she does not get. I'm just gonna go ahead and start cooking that up. And I just have this started on a medium heat. These are pretty thin already, so that should be okay. And it's all give or take. You can do this to your preference if you want more meat. If you have really big hands, I don't know what you're asking. Oh, for the knuckles? If you measure, I bet it's probably going to be close to 1 inch. Like mine is slightly less than 1 inch, so that's just something to keep in mind. It's a point of reference, not a perfect. And you just want these close to the same size so they cook more evenly. And we don't want to cook this all the way through because it's actually going to sit on the stove for about 20 minutes. So just enough to get it started. should be my last piece of chicken to go in this one. Should be fine. No, kitty. Not for you. And then next week I'll be out of town. I'm still going to attempt to stream, so we'll see how that goes. But it might not work very well. Just to be aware. Okay. Now to rinse my hands. Ooh, don't trip on the cat. Thank you. I like this top as well. This used to be PG content. It's whatever it is. I was gonna make a comment, but you had already said it about how I'm sure most people are used to measuring certain body parts, so it doesn't hurt to have a measure of comparison. But it's easy for quick measurements. Oops. Alright, so we don't want this fully cooked. Like I said, we're just trying to get that warmed through, get it started, get a little blackened. I'm so used to adding tons of veggies. Alright, and then we're gonna add garlic. So for this, we're doing about 4 cloves of garlic. We'll just move this to the side for now. So again, this is just over medium heat. Letting that cook up. Fry up a bit, get a little browned up. Here's my garlic. And then if you like more garlic, add more. Less garlic, less. Yeah. Hi Cyber, today we're doing one pot meals. So right now I'm starting on a basil pesto chicken penne. So we've got chicken cooking up in some butter, and then we're gonna mince up some garlic real quick to add that in while this heats through. Cat, do not play with the garlic, please. Please and thank you. There. Not that knife. I want this knife. This knife will make quick work of the garlic. So we just want to crack that very carefully so that we can peel the garlic. That's my favorite method. There are plenty of other methods if there's something else you prefer to do. Wow, this one had quite a few layers. I don't think I got through. There we go. Getting aggressive. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Be be aggressive. And then we just want this flavor to fully incorporate, so we want pretty small pieces of garlic. Just take the end off a little bit. We don't want that tough part where it attaches to the stem. Give that a stir. Okay. So good. That's not browning up quite yet, and then we just want to start chopping up our garlic into nice small bits, very carefully. And then we'll just mince it up. Make nice, small, bite-sized pieces. I love the smell of garlic. Oh, this smells so good. And then after we finish this, I have a Cajun sausage rice skillet that we're gonna do. So two very different menus, both simple, around $10 give or take for 4 servings. So they're pretty inexpensive, pretty healthy, about 500 calories each, I believe. All right, and I don't want this a paste, so that should be good. All right. So we want to make sure to cook that garlic a little bit as well. Let that chicken keep going. Make sure my chunks are all broken up. Get it nice and buttery with that garlic in there too. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be so good. It already smells so good. Alright, so we give that about a minute, and then we're going to add our uncooked pasta. So I have a box of penne. If there's something else that you like, do that. McQueeb, yeah, we're doing check-in. This one is chicken basil pesto pasta. And then once this is done, we'll move on to a Cajun sausage and rice skillet. So one that's very creamy and Italian based, and then another that's very Creole and spicy. And we're gonna do our own spices in it. This calls for penne, but also because it's gonna be a nice creamy sauce, it's nice to have that. A lot of times I'll also go with shells because I like the shells, but I do the small ones. You really can go with whatever you want. The penne I just like as my go-to, especially for anything Italian based. This would also be really good with fettuccine. Nice long thin noodles. I don't know if I'd go angel hair pasta. Rigatoni would be good. Normally when I do pesto, I put it on tortellini. I wouldn't do that because this is already going to have cream cheese and a bunch of other stuff, so you don't really need the tortellini in there, or ravioli. I've done pesto ravioli before. Alright, I don't want to overcook my chicken bits, so we're going to add our 1 box of pasta with 3 cups of chicken broth. You can also use chicken stock, you can use a bone broth. If you're doing vegetarian, then just use a vegetable broth. If you're doing beef instead, use beef broth. I think this lends better to like an eggplant or a chicken personally, so I'd stick with that. So again, you're going to put in all of it uncooked. And then measure it out. Typically these containers are 4 cups. So for double, I'm serving 8. I want 3 cups, so about 3/4 of this. I don't have to measure it out, but I'm going to. There. And then we want to make sure that heats up, so that we can cook the pasta. And it shouldn't take very long. It should only take like 8 to 10 minutes for the pasta to cook up. Make sure I'm doing this right. Yep, it just says give it a stir, bring it up to a boil. And then we want to save that moisture because of the pasta and the chicken. So we're going to put a lid on it. Just washed this, so hopefully you guys can still see. Yeah. Not for long, but yeah, once that boils, then like I said, it's about 8 minutes to cook, and every 2 minutes we'll want to give it a stir, so I'm just going to set the timer for 2 minutes. So not too bad. So now we just get to hang. You're stuck with me. There we go. I wouldn't do this with like a lasagna noodle or anything too large. I don't know, penne just tends to be a really good all-around. Valheim, yes. I haven't had a chance this week, and if I go out of town, probably won't be able to play Valheim because I'm not taking my computer with me. But I do still really want to keep playing Valheim. There are worse things than chicken, but queeb. Oh, we're gonna be fighting soon. I love chicken. And then again, some andouille sausage, which we're using for the next one, is pretty dang good. And worth. Oh, then hanging with me. Oh. There are worse things than hanging with me. There are also probably better things. But hopefully you're learning a few things while you hang with me. Let's see. So yes, then once this is all cooked, you just add milk, cream cheese, and pesto, and Parmesan. I'm also going to add spinach and some sun-dried tomatoes, but you don't have to do that. Like, this is the base of it, and then you just add the dairy once it's all cooked because you don't want to overcook your dairy. Oh, you're good. I don't even think it's boiled yet. Not quite. So because I'm doing a larger portion, it's going to take a little longer. Tends to happen when you double a recipe. But I like doing that so that way everyone has a full serving, and a serving for this is about 1.5 cups. And like I said, that's about 500 calories. I think it's 570 for this, so closer to 600. You could look. Oh no, this one, I forgot with the cream cheese. This one's 750 calories. The other one is 500 calories. And it's 52 grams of carbs, 41 grams of protein, 41 grams of fat, 1,000 milligrams of sodium. So probably not the healthiest, but it's really good. Worth it. Oof. Oof. So in the meantime, you get kitty cam. No, you're supposed to look over here. There. They want to see your face. She's so needy. She's gotta be with me in the same room, even though she's just on the other side of the doorway. She had to come into the kitchen because I'm in the kitchen. It's gotten worse since our whole pandemic lockdown. And since I touched the cat, wash my hands. But I am curious, do any of you have favorite one-pot meals or things that you like to cook? Like, what's your favorite go-to meal? The thing you can basically cook in your sleep. There we go. That's nice and boiling. Don't want to turn on the microwave, just the timer. Because my go-to tends to be macaroni and cheese or SpaghettiOs. Oh, they're real easy to cook. And I only do them in one pot. And I also typically eat out of that pot, so... yeah, a lot of times I just use a plastic fork too. So my cleanup's real easy. It's just the one pot. Ooh, zuppa toscana. I do need to start doing some soups. I was thinking of doing soup next week or the week after. A lot of it's going to depend where I'm at, because I don't know if I'm going to be out of town. I don't know. Scalloped potatoes. Ooh, with kielbasa. That does sound good. Yeah, I don't know if that could be a one pot. I'm used to, like, having to cook the pasta separately, so I really like this. Just throw it all in and let it do its thing. I was really worried that the chicken was going to come out super dry from being cooked so long, but it wasn't. So that was always helpful. Just gotta let it boil away. Yum. Closed captioning, that wasn't even close. I said yum. Thank you. After my trip, okay, so here's the plan right now. So I'll be going out of town with my dad. Probably leaving Tuesday. So I'll either stream from home Tuesday and then head up, or... oh, that smells so buttery and garlicky. It's amazing. Got real distracted on that one. I wish I was ziplining. No, no hot tub, no ziplining. So I have to stream from my PC on Mondays, and we don't know if we're gonna go away for a week or 2 weeks as of right now. So I'll stream from home. Jammy, hello. Oh, I'm sorry I missed the Jackbox. Jammy. Oh my goodness, now I'm real distracted. I've been such a squirrel this week. I can focus, I promise. Okay. Jammy, thank you very much for the raid. It's going really well. I just got it started, so you have not missed much at all. Starkers, hello. Okay, so all I did was I cut up 2 pounds of chicken, melted 4 tablespoons of butter. So in America, we have sticks of butter, so it's 4 sticks for your block. And so 4 tablespoons is gonna be like half of a quarter of your block. So a good chunk of butter. So basically fry up bits of chicken. No, block. Butter is sold differently everywhere else. They don't get sticks. So a good chunk of butter, throw that in the pot. I cut up the chicken so it's about a quarter to a half of an inch. So what I do is from here to here is about an inch. So I did about half a knuckle. And then cook the chicken, minced up 4 cloves of garlic, cook that in there. A couple more seconds. And then I threw in a box of pasta with 3 cups of chicken stock. So we're just boiling the bits of chicken and the pasta right now. So you really haven't missed much. Like, it's the main portion, but it's pretty straightforward. Okay, good. I'm like, I don't know how to translate tablespoons for you guys. So a good hefty chunk of butter. So every time I open this, it's very buttery and garlicky smelling. It smells so good already. I'm excited. And then once the pasta's cooked, which will be a few more minutes just because I'm doubling the recipe that I sent Starkers. So it's gonna take a little longer to cook. Then we're gonna add milk, cream cheese, and Parmesan. Once that's fully incorporated, then we're going to add spinach and roasted or sun-dried tomatoes. 250 grams? Oh yeah, there are definitely restaurants that I drive by and I'm like, oh, I can smell the food. Okay, so our packages of butter are 453.6 grams. So for 2 pounds of chicken, I used that much butter. Like a thumb length of butter. Bakeries, yes. Since I'm in the refrigerator anyway, might as well get this stuff out. Oh, I didn't set the alarm on that one. Oops. And then this is meant to be served right away, so I want to make sure my pasta, since I'm not serving it right away, I can undercook the pasta a little bit, but when you're serving this for your family, you're going to want to make sure your pasta is fully cooked before you finish this off, because this is going to be cold. The milk, the dairy, all of that stuff will be cold, and it's going to reduce the temperature, so you're going to want to make sure the pasta is fully cooked. Mine will be reheated, so it can be slightly undercooked. My favorite are shells, personally. I like the mini shells. I think they're super cute. I don't know why, but that's what I'm obsessed with. And you just want to make sure you stir this like every 2 minutes or so. Right? I love the mini shells. They're so cute. For this, I do think the penne is a good option. It's pretty universal. But I would personally probably do the mini shells just because I think they're fun. No, I like the even smaller, like the super mini shells. They're so tiny. I don't think I have any right now. I'm also a big fan of rotini. But yeah, I tend to use penne for most things. It's just pretty universal. It holds the sauce well. Fusilli. Ooh, got fancy. Where's your tuna bake? I will have to work on that. Maybe I can do a tuna bake. My dad likes tuna. Oh, right. So right before the raid, I was trying to talk about next week. So as of right now, I don't know if I'll head up with my dad Tuesday before I stream and then try streaming up there Tuesday night, or if I'm going to stream here and then head up and then stream Wednesday. I'm still going to try streaming while out of town. I just don't know how good the internet is going to work, how good it's going to be, or if it'll even work. Oh, tagliatelle is good. Tagliatelle would be good with this too. With the pesto, the creamy pesto sauce. And then I don't know if I'm going to be gone just half a week or if I'm going to be gone a week and a half. So I will have to come back down here for Monday to stream from my computer and keep playing games. So we'll see. We'll see. If I can't keep to my streaming schedule up there, then I'll cut the trip short. I just wanted to keep him company and get out of town for a little bit. But I made a promise to myself to keep to my streaming schedule. All right. A little bit more. We're not quite there. You're literally doing that right now? Nice. Yeah, just the change of scenery would be nice. I have some ideas. So again, I'm not gonna have my whole setup, which means it's going to be streaming directly from my phone, which is going to be frustrating and difficult because I cannot mod from my phone. So it could be a problem. But we're gonna try. So right now we're working on a basil pesto chicken pasta. And then after this is done, which should be, yeah, within the next 15 minutes, it shouldn't take long to finish this up. Then we're gonna move over to an andouille sausage Cajun rice skillet. I don't have chat interaction on my phone. So when I stream directly from my phone, I can see my picture and I can read chat, but I can't type in chat. So I can't submit commands, even if I have them memorized or anything. So it'll be interesting, to say the least. We'll see when it works. Hey, my mods. I don't even know, do I have a mod in here today? Oh, you're making me look at the users in chat? That's rude. Yeah, I don't have any mods. So, taking applications for mods, please submit those in the Ask Aaron section of my Discord. If you're not a part of my Discord, !Discord. Yes. I need mods. Send them feet pics. Feet pics cost a lot of money. And I'm not making enough to earn feet pics. Also, Beard, I saw you flirting with Athena. I know. I see it happening. You saw her get all of those gifted subs and you're like, hey baby, wanna come over? I think we'll give it one more set and then it'll be plenty. Right now it's like just slightly undercooked, which is where I like it. But because it's gonna cool so quickly by adding the milk and the dairy products, I wanna make sure that it's just right. Aw, McQueeve is following me on Twitch. If and When's here. Hi, Jer. I don't get the feet thing either. I know plenty of people who it's their thing, but I don't get it. I think feet are gross. I don't mind like getting my feet massaged. I don't mind massaging feet. I just don't look at feet and be like, yeah, that does it for me. If it does it for you, you do you. It's not hurting me. Yeah, I don't have violent reactions like a lot of people if someone looks at and or touches my feet. So we're okay with that. Okay, so how much milk do I need? 2 cups of milk and 6 ounces of cream cheese. Literally, oh no. Oh yeah, a lot of people on Twitch are about the feet, so it's funny to play into it. I'm not gonna take offense. Again, it takes a lot to... I don't want to say that because, you know, I thought it took a lot to offend me, and then people on the internet, so we're not even gonna play that game. Not gonna do it. But yeah, oh gosh, this smells so good. Like it just smells like butter and garlic right now. And that's all it takes for me. Okay. So as you can see, most of the broth has been absorbed. Pasta is nice and tender, nothing sticking. There's still a little bit of liquid in there, which is fine because it's going to evaporate. So we're going to add more liquid with the milk. I have unsweetened almond milk. You can also do just whatever kind of milk you like. Again, I doubled, so I'm doing 2 cups. And then the cream cheese, you just want to cut that down into some cubes. For me, it does better in one sense, but worse in another. So I'm also allergic to nuts, I guess. It's just the almond milk is an easier and cheaper alternative. I'm more allergic to soy. Oat milk seems to be okay. But it's all just kind of a mess, so. All right, how many? Yeah, this is 8 ounces, so I want 3/4 of it because I want 6. And then you just want to cube that. So I cut a slice and then I cut it on the pan. And then we call it good. And then we're gonna incorporate that. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It's cooking, not baking. Cooking is an art. Baking is a science. You just want to make smaller chunks that's a little more manageable. Ooh, there we go. Wiggy Jammy. I'm glad I switched and I asked because I would have done this one second. But since I know you guys were more interested in this one, I'd rather you be able to see it. So I do want this to cook down a little more, so I'm turning it off of a warm to a medium because I want to make a nice sauce. And then I also need to add my pesto. So I got pre-made basil pesto. If you don't have pre-made, there's a lot of really good recipes online. And then for this, it's 1/3 of a cup of pesto. So we're adding 2/3 because we're doubling. And this package is 7 ounces, 8 ounces in a cup. So we're just gonna add the whole package, close enough. It's a little extra pesto-y. I don't think anyone's gonna be mad. It does also increase the caloric amount. Just be aware. But I don't want to waste a little bit of pesto. That's just silly. It's 1 ounce. There, and that's helping to thicken up that sauce a bit. Oh, that smells so good, especially with the extra cooked garlic. Oh, this is gonna be so good. I have to share. It's okay. It'll be fine. There. Alright, and then we're also going to add some Parmesan. When you definitely are still a streamer, even if you have to take a short break because life. Okay. And then for grated Parmesan, you want 1/2 cup, which is also going to help thicken that up. And you can, I would recommend do freshly grated Parmesan if you can. I have Kraft, so that's what we're doing. Oh darn, some extra cheese fell in. Oops. And if you don't like Parmesan, you can do any other kind of cheese, just some kind of light Italian style cheese. If and when, I also think I'm a much better viewer than I am a streamer, personally. Nothing wrong with it though. Like, I enjoy watching you when you get on. I don't expect you to have any kind of set schedule. Heck, sometimes you play games I don't even like. But that's okay. I still enjoy hanging out with you and the crowd that you bring. Like Beard Food. And Miss Mary. Oh, I love when Miss Mary freaks you out. It's the best. All right. So I wouldn't really say this stuff is garnish, but it's what you add right at the end. So we're gonna add some spinach. She's toxic. Oh, she's my favorite. I hate that you find her toxic. I like her. All right, so I want to have some sun-dried tomatoes in there because I think they're pretty delicious, even though I'm allergic. And then same with spinach. I like spinach. I do know some people get weirded out with how it is when it's cooked. So that's why you do it just at the end, just enough to kind of like throw that in there. It should be fine since I know we're gonna reheat this. I think it'll be fine, and I'm going to use it. But if you don't care for it, don't put it in. That's fine. So I'm just gonna drain because I have oil with the sun-dried tomatoes that I don't need to put in here. I just need the tomatoes. You're in the way, kitty. Okay. And then they're pretty large chunks, so I just want to chop these down a little bit, and then I'll wash my hands again. I personally don't want that big of a bite of a sun-dried tomato. My family might be okay with it, but I am not. And in the meantime, we're just cooking down that sauce a little bit further, which will thicken up as it cools too. Plus it adds some really pretty color to a very bland looking dinner. Which most of my dinners look pretty bland. So if I can find ways to add color, I like to do that. All right, so now I need to wash my hands because they're covered in oil and I'll hurt myself. When you have hidden cameras, oh no, Beard. You don't even know where I live. Exactly, if and when still has to be a streamer. It's required, cannot go anywhere. Yes, you are still in the way, I promise you. All right, so we'll throw in the spinach now that it's done, and we'll move on to the next. We'll let it cool a bit, and about half hour be able to try a bite. All right, so this calls for 3 cups of spinach, or 6 cups since we're doubling it. This is where if it went by weight, that would be much easier. So we're going to attempt to measure. All right, that's like a cup. And then that's gonna wilt down. It adds some really good nutrients to it, which is why I like to throw that in there. Okay, so there is way more spinach per bag than I even anticipated. There's 2 cups. And again, it adds some more colors. This is a very Italian colored dish. A 100 tarantulas and coral snakes? Holy moly! Watch out, it'll be like McQueen and all your snakes will be molting at the same time and then you can't play with them. Okay, so that's 3. Let's see, do I think that's half a bag? It's close enough to half a bag. There, I'd say that's like 2 more cups. So I have a lot of spinach left over. Oh my goodness. I would love to see if and when play with your snakes. I think that'd be hilarious, personally. Okay, so I just want the spinach to wilt down a bit, so I'm trying to get that towards the bottom. All right, and then to serve this, so you let that wilt. I'm gonna let it cool a little bit. You then add some fresh cracked pepper and some red pepper. So that way it has a little heat to it and a little bit extra freshness right on the table. You can also add some green onions. But yep, it just says just serve freshly with some red and black pepper. There. Oh, that's looking good. Okay, so that one's done.